Breaking. Trump just dropped his most devastating economic weapon yet on Hollywood. And what happened next has sent shockwaves through the global entertainment industry. Britain's prime minister is scrambling to India for emergency film deals. American studios are pulling billions from overseas production. And the entire foundation of international movie making is crashing in real time. This isn't just about tariffs anymore. This is about the complete restructuring of how movies get made worldwide. If you want to stay ahead of stories like this that reshape entire industries, hit that subscribe button right now, because what you're about to see will change how you think about entertainment economics forever. Here's what sparked the biggest Hollywood crisis in decades. 3 days ago, Donald Trump went nuclear on foreign film production. His message was crystal clear: America first in movie making or face-crushing economic consequences. But Trump wasn't just talking about trade protection. He exposed something that has American filmmakers absolutely furious. Government documents show that while Hollywood struggles with declining box office numbers and massive production costs, foreign countries are offering tax incentives so generous they're essentially stealing American film jobs. We're talking about billions in subsidies flowing to countries like Canada, the United Kingdom, and Eastern Europe. Meanwhile, American studios are forced to chase these deals overseas just to stay financially viable. The moral contrast is so stark, so economically devastating, that even Trump's critics in Hollywood are quietly admitting he has a point. And if you think this story is shocking so far, just wait, because it gets so much worse. Trump's response was swift and absolutely brutal. In a Truth Social post that sent Hollywood into complete panic mode, he declared a 100% tariff on any and all movies made outside the United States. His exact words were chilling. Our movie-making business has been stolen from the United States of America by other countries, just like stealing candy from a baby. California, with its weak and incompetent governor, has been particularly hard hit. This ends now. Within hours, the economic earthquake began. American studios started emergency board meetings about relocating all foreign production back to the United States. International co-production deals worth hundreds of millions were quietly shelved. Foreign film stocks crashed across Europe and Asia. Billions wiped from entertainment markets in 48 hours. But then something unprecedented happened that nobody in the industry saw coming. Britain's Prime Minister Keir Starmer made an emergency trip to Mumbai, India, frantically seeking alternative partnerships as Trump's tariff threat loomed over the UK film industry. Speaking at Yash Raj Studios, Starmer delivered what entertainment watchers are calling the most desperate trade mission of his career. While there, he announced something remarkable: £1.3 billion in new investments that would create over 10,000 jobs across the UK, with positions spanning advanced engineering, defense, car production, filmmaking, and technology sectors. The regional distribution was carefully planned: 1,500 jobs in the Northwest, over a thousand in the Midlands, 200 in Yorkshire and Humber, and 700 in Northern Ireland. This wasn't just about film anymore. This was about saving entire sectors of the British economy from potential collapse, bringing billions in production value back to American shores.
To life sciences, to renewable energy, and much more beyond that. And we've seized these opportunities in full this week, delivering real results for the British people, securing new investments into the UK worth £1.3 billion and creating 10,600 jobs. That's remarkable. It includes 1,500 jobs in the Northwest, over 1,000 across the Midlands, 200 in Yorkshire and the Humber, and 700 in Northern Ireland. Great jobs in advanced engineering, in defence, in car production, filmmaking and technology, delivering real change that people will see in their communities up and down the country. And that's what this is all about. And what we're doing together in tech is a great example. The UK is one of only 3 countries in the world with $1 trillion tech sector. India is poised to be the 4th. We're both top 4 AI powers, and we're taking this opportunity to go further. We're deepening the UK-India Technology Security Initiative to boost opportunities for great British companies and deliver dozens of new investments into the United Kingdom, harnessing tech as one of the...
Bollywood is back in Britain, Starmer declared with unmistakable urgency, and it's bringing jobs, investment, and opportunity, all while showcasing the UK as a world-class destination for global filmmaking. The desperation in his voice was unmistakable.
I have great pleasure in introducing our Deputy Prime Minister, David Lammy, and before I do, please, 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 we know how we all feel. We know how we all feel.
On the street. My children's school was closed today. You have allowed this to happen. David Lammy, you have allowed this to happen. You are all guilty of it all. You have allowed Jew hatred in Manchester on the street. You have allowed it. You are all guilty. You do not want you speaking here today. You do not speak. You defeated. Shame on you. 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 Shame on you.
And after that, they managed to quieten down the crowd, and he started. You know how he started his speech? Friends. And you just go, I mean, how completely tone deaf can you be? I mean, even if it says that on your little bit of paper, you might actually start by saying, look, I appreciate how you feel. Exactly. I'm terribly sorry. I'm here to represent the government. You may not like some of the things I've done in the past, but I'm here to show solidarity. Something like that. But not just read off a script and
no
go,
instinct
friends.
Whatsoever. And bravo to those people for calling out somebody who clearly is two-faced and disingenuous, because you cannot have made your career up to this point from attacking Israel, from doing all the things that he said, and then suddenly expect people to believe that you've changed your view on all of this. People know what he truly believes. And this is a wounded community. This is a community that's grieving. And the audacity of the Labour Party...
Britain's film industry, which relies heavily on American co-productions and international financing, was facing potential economic catastrophe. Starmer wasn't just making trade deals. He was scrambling to save an entire sector of the British economy from Trump's tariff hammer. For the first time in modern history, a British Prime Minister was essentially begging a foreign film industry to save his country's entertainment sector from American trade policy. The optics are absolutely devastating for international filmmaking. A desperate Prime Minister flying halfway around the world to secure backup partnerships, while Trump reshapes global entertainment economics with a single social media post. It's a power dynamic so brutal that no amount of diplomatic spin can overcome it. Social media exploded with hashtags like America First Films and Bring Hollywood Home, trending globally for 6 straight days. Over 4.3 million posts, 78 million engagements, and viral videos contrasting luxury foreign film locations with struggling American production facilities, shared across every platform. These aren't just random social media posts, they're professionally edited split-screen videos showing foreign tax incentive packages alongside closed American studios and unemployed Hollywood crews. The visual contrast is so economically devastating that even mainstream entertainment media are being forced to cover it. The streets of Los Angeles tell the real story. Massive protests have erupted outside major studio headquarters in Hollywood, Burbank, and Century City. These aren't fringe demonstrations. These are union workers, below-the-line crews, and entertainment industry families demanding that production return to America. Their chant echoes through Sunset Boulevard, American movies, American jobs, American workers first. Police have closed multiple streets around major studios as crowds swell larger each day. American film crews who've been forced to work overseas for tax incentive reasons, many struggling to afford Los Angeles housing costs while their jobs move to cheaper foreign locations, are holding signs asking why foreign governments get Hollywood money while American workers get unemployment checks. The political earthquake inside Hollywood is accelerating. Studio board meetings have devolved into shouting matches with executives openly questioning decades of foreign production strategies. 3 major production companies have privately warned their shareholders that Trump's tariffs could fundamentally alter their business models. Senior entertainment executives are signing letters demanding urgent review of foreign production policies, terrified of being caught overseas when the tariffs hit. Over 60 industry leaders have now publicly stated they're exploring options to bring production back to America. Meanwhile, Trump-supporting figures in Hollywood like Jon Voight and Mel Gibson are capitalizing on the chaos. Their America First Entertainment campaign has gained massive support from rank-and-file industry workers who've watched their jobs migrate overseas for decades. The international fallout is equally catastrophic. Canada and the United Kingdom have expressed serious concerns about losing their film production subsidies. Even European Union officials are privately questioning whether their entertainment tax incentive programs can survive Trump's trade war. From London to Toronto, headlines are savage. Hollywood abandons foreign partners. American film jobs return home. Britain scrambles for Bollywood backup. The breaking point came during a Hollywood Trade Association meeting when industry veteran Harvey Weinstein's former associate held up economic data showing how much American tax money had effectively subsidized foreign film industries. The room fell silent as the numbers were read. Over $15 billion in lost American production value over the past decade. The data showed American productions fleeing to foreign countries not for creative reasons, but purely for tax advantages that American workers ultimately pay for through their federal taxes. Trump's supporters stumbled through their response, visibly shaken and constantly referring to pre-written talking points, while industry veterans hammered them with economic reality. For several agonizing minutes, the Hollywood establishment looked like an industry that had completely lost touch with its American roots. The economic damage is mounting daily. Foreign film commissions are pulling incentive offers from American productions. Major international studios are relocating their American partnership offices to avoid tariff complications. Netflix announced it's reviewing all foreign production deals for American market films. Amazon Studios is transferring key international operations back to Los Angeles. Treasury officials privately admit the restructuring of global film economics could bring hundreds of billions in production value back to American soil. The post-globalization entertainment model that Hollywood built over decades is crumbling before their eyes. But the deeper crisis is moral legitimacy. When foreign countries are essentially bribing American film companies to abandon American workers, when British prime ministers are flying to India begging for backup partnerships because they can't compete with American creativity without subsidies, you're not facing standard trade competition. You're facing a complete legitimacy crisis that no public relations campaign can fix. Inside major studio headquarters, sources describe an atmosphere of complete panic and desperation. Executives who once championed foreign production are now quietly plotting their return to American facilities. Entertainment industry officials are privately discussing whether the globalist model can survive Trump's second term, with some suggesting they should consider bringing all production back to America for the good of the industry.
Let's not forget, digital ID, which I want to bring up, is in the front page of the Telegraph today. Digital ID, which he didn't even mention in his speech, the finishing speech at Labour Party conference. Front page of the Telegraph today says digital ID cards are set to be used to access tax records under Sir Keir Starmer's plans to embed the technology into everyday life. And he's talking about how fantastic it's going to be with digital ID, which nobody wants, by the way. You know, when he started it, people were 35% in favour of it. By the time he'd finished talking, they were minus 14% against it.
And that shows how terrible of a communicator he is.
But apparently,
it's so clear that this has absolutely nothing to do with illegal migration.
No,
they are yet.
not.
I am waiting with ears open for somebody to make a good argument as to how on earth this stops illegal migration.
Yeah.
I am yet to hear it. It's very clear
They
that they
haven't
are
said
bringing it in for other reasons. And now we are seeing that, because then they're saying, oh, actually, yeah, maybe it might be to do some other things. Maybe it's going to be used so we can spy on you all the time. We know exactly where you are and what you're spending. And I don't like to be some sort of conspiracy theorist, but I'm yet to hear a good argument as to how this stops illegal migration. They are very clearly using illegal migration as an excuse to bring it in for other reasons.
Right.
And he's just looking at it from an expediency perspective and going, oh, well, it will make it quicker and easier for you to show your ID when you want to buy a bottle of booze or if you want to work. He doesn't quite understand the privacy concerns, because he's not he doesn't really
He
have
doesn't
an
care about
ideology.
them.
He doesn't
No.
understand the principles of liberty
Right.
and privacy. I mean, you saw this in his EU reset negotiations as well. He doesn't understand sovereignty and why people want to be governed by their own rules. He doesn't understand why people voted for Brexit.
The visual narrative dominating every screen in America tells an undeniable story. Foreign government subsidies versus American worker unemployment. Luxury overseas film locations versus shuttered American studios. Hollywood's remaining globalist defenders talk about international cooperation and cultural exchange. But no one cares about diplomatic niceties when American film crews are literally priced out of their own industry by foreign government interference. Every day brings fresh revelations, more leaked documents showing ballooning foreign subsidies, more heartbreaking American worker stories, more viral social media content, fueling unprecedented public rage against Hollywood's foreign production model. The algorithms on every platform are amplifying this content because the engagement rates are through the roof. The economic nationalism is so intense that the content spreads faster than any studio publicity campaign can contain it. This isn't just a trade dispute anymore, it's become the defining symbol of everything wrong with Hollywood's globalist business model. Detached from American workers, morally tone deaf, willing to abandon American film crews while chasing foreign tax breaks. Social media groups like Hollywood Workers First have gained over 800,000 members in just 2 weeks. They're organizing boycotts, fundraising for unemployed American crews, and creating viral content that reaches millions daily. The question is no longer whether Hollywood can survive this tariff threat. Industry analysts agree that the foreign production model is effectively finished. The only question now is whether American studios can rebuild their domestic production capacity fast enough to meet demand without completely collapsing. America is watching an entire industry restructure in real time. This crisis will be studied for decades as a textbook example of how economic nationalism can reshape global business models. The entertainment earthquake is just getting started, and the aftershocks will reshape American filmmaking for years to come. At its epicenter stands an industry that looks increasingly desperate, increasingly isolated from its American roots, and increasingly finished with its globalist experiment. Trump's warning wasn't just about trade deals or tax policy, it was about economic sovereignty and American worker priority. And on that measure, Hollywood has failed so completely that foreign prime ministers are scrambling to India for backup plans, while American workers celebrate the possibility of getting their jobs back. That's not just economic policy. That's industrial revolution that will define entertainment for generations. What do you think? Has Hollywood finally learned that American workers come first? Is this the end of the foreign production gravy train? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one, and if this story shocked you as much as it shocked us, share it with everyone who needs to see what's really happening in American entertainment right now. The mainstream media won't tell you the full truth, but we will.